And welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Tennova Healthcare. Tennova.com is where you can learn more about their Men's Health Center of Excellence. And anyone with prostate ailments, prostate cancer, what you get from Tennova and this Men's Health Center of Excellence is a point person just for you, a connection assigned to you to answer all of your questions, to step you through diagnosis, treatment, recovery, all of that. It's a really great service. And I think you should go to Tennova.com, take it from me. All right, I want to welcome the next bunch of panelists. And look, we've already got the weigh-in ready. VFL Sterling Hinton and Chuck Cavaleras, they are now tied in the Chuck versus Pearl segment. 4 wins in a row, so they're ready for the last segment. They're already going out. Sterling Hinton, Chuck Cavaleras, and VFL Daniel Hood down there. Welcome in, guys. Fame or blame? Quickly want to know who you thought played well. If somebody deserved a barb or a dart thrown at them, let me know who that is. Daniel, I will start with you.
I'm going with just the team overall for fame for all of them because in my career,
lame. That's fame, blame, or lame. Come on, man.
Hang on, I got a good point here. So, in my career, we never got to have a plane ride home with a win. This is the third time that they've been able to have it now in the past 5 seasons, and I think that's a stat to not overlook. You know, I still want a plane ride home with a win in it, so I'll give it to them and for the team for executing and getting a win outside of the state of Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yeah, now I feel bad. That wasn't lame. That's a good point. It was a cop-out to give to everybody, but the fact covered it up. That's pretty good. All right, John.
Mine kind of goes to Missouri with so much emotion there. Where was more effort? I mean, how many times do you see a coach carried off the field after a loss?
You know,
and even from the fans.
I thought that was an issue too. Bob pointed out to me, he said, well, the coach does have cancer. So that changed the way I took it, but still, yes.
I mean, where was the inspirational effort that you would expect to see? Tennessee, you know, was all in. Missouri looked like they were ready to check out.
My blame was going to go to the Missouri fans, simply you know, they didn't show up for a guy who's the best coach they've ever had. Wow. It'll be a long time before Missouri goes to #1 in the polls and wins 2 East Division championships again. So good luck with Justin Fuente or whoever they hire. Sterling Hinton.
Hey, my fame goes to everybody on the team named Jalen.
There you go. All right, that's good. Yeah.
We've got a 1,000-yard rusher. We've got an all-SEC linebacker for crying out loud. Let's recruit some more Jalen's, man. Let's get it going on.
It's Jalen's. Heard yesterday, 151 yards rushing, career high. Went over the 1,000-yard mark, and as you say, Reeves-Maben just continues.
Playing lights out.
I mean, you look at I went through the box score yesterday. I'm like, wow, he didn't have 20 tackles this week. Only 7 or 8. So, you know, the guy's doing terrific work. Jacob, fame or blame?
My fame is going to go to all the players, like Daniel. I know it's a cop-out, but I'm going to give it to him for not wearing sleeves. It's one of Butch's rules that you can't wear sleeves unless you wear sleeves all year, and the only guy to do that I know of under his tenure is A.J. Johnson, who would wear them all through the summer, all through camp. He wore sleeves when it was 98 degrees and when it was 15 degrees. So big props to all the skinny kids who don't have an extra 30, 40 pounds of blubber to keep them warm. And props to them for going out there and playing well.
I lived in Ohio, and I just think for 3 years, and I just think 28 degrees. I mean, that's not exactly the Antarctic, but okay. I also thought it was interesting. They didn't wear sleeves, but a lot of them had on those ski face ski masks.
And how about Tennessee's kicker and punter? In those conditions.
Did you steal my list here? That's good. Go ahead. That's where I was going.
I mean, to convert the field goals that you converted consistently with Trevor Daniels coming through. I mean, it's like Missouri was playing on a 100-yard field. Tennessee was playing on a 50-yard field. That was a huge factor.
Credit to the coaches for sticking by Medley. There was a lot of talk, and maybe they didn't feel they had any proper options to switch from him, but they did stick through him through some rough going, and he seems to have turned things around here late with 4 or 5. And then Daniel, UT's game notes said he had 1 of 61 yards and 2 stopped inside the 10. Talking to Jimmy beforehand, we think there were more than 2. There were 3 or 4 that might have been inside the 10. So both those guys did well. No one gives blame, of course, really, except to Missouri. I'll give blame to one thing. And I'll say it again. You won't like it. The wide receiver, you. Let's just stop saying that. Let's stop saying it.
You can't stop saying it.
You have to stop saying it.
You can't stop saying it. You got to remember, these guys, we got a top 3 they're not playing. They're not playing.
Well, some of them can't get on the field ever, and that's part
You
of
can
it.
call it blocking.
Blocking
wide
receiver.
receiver. Von Pearson had a good game.
Couple
And
catches
Josh,
he made was
and
incredible.
Josh
Smith.
Smith continues to
Yes.
get open.
He's X factor.
So
Yeah, he's
Smith's
very
X
good.
factor.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be forgotten when other guys come back. Let's put it
All I
this
know
way.
is you don't rush for 250 yards against Missouri defense without wide receivers blocking.
I'm blocking
So
exactly.
blocking wide receiver, you. All right.
Hey.
When we come back, we're going to give scores out. We've still got to answer your questions from Twitter. We got quick slants to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to come. Chuck and Sterling are going to duke it out. Come on back on the Sports Source.